Some people are just never happy. Some people will always try and find a problem in anything. Even a 2-0 dominant victory in your first match away from home against a rival, a real banana skin potential game it was the other day for England against Ireland. In the end, England won very comfortably. Ireland were very poor. England were pretty good. I've already gone into that. Look up the 5 Things review if you've not already seen it. But something that has been dominating the discourse, really. I mean, I've been out and about today, as I usually am on a Sunday morning, and I have the radio on in the car, and the biggest thing that people were talking about was the fact that Lee Carsley, the current interim manager of England, did not sing the national anthem. Now, some people are saying that that's not right, he should sing it, he should lead by example, and a lot of other people are saying, well, it's his choice. And he's someone who, of course, has represented the Republic of Ireland before as a player. Now, he himself, in terms of where he was born, is not Irish, but obviously he considers himself at least partially Irish because he represented the Republic of Ireland as a player. Some cynics out there might well say, well, he just did it because he wasn't good enough for England. And yeah, probably. That is what a lot of Irish players do for the national team. If they're not good enough for England, they end up playing for Ireland. That is a tale as old as time. I'm not going to get into it. I'm not going to make any jokes about this because I feel like this should be a serious discussion, but that is a fact, and it definitely applies to Lee Carsley as well. He was a good player back in the day. He was a good Premier League player. Was he good enough for England? No, he wasn't. Was he good enough for Ireland? Evidently yes, because he played for them. But in terms of him not singing the anthem, now, I was travelling around. I was in the car with my girlfriend yesterday, and I was explaining the rivalry in a football sense, between England and Ireland, and the whole Jack Grealish thing came up, and the Declan Rice thing came up, and very amusing, of course, that they were the two that managed to score the goals. But when it comes to Carsley, it's an interesting situation, really, because, he is by birth English. He did play his entire club career in England, I believe, or at least the vast majority of it. He has managed the under-21s before, and this is a key point for me because he has been a part of the England setup before for quite some time. He's been a manager of the England under-21s, just like Gareth Southgate was manager of the England under-21s as well before he took over the senior side. He's done the exact same path as Gareth Southgate pretty much, although the difference is he didn't manage a Premier League side before this. I don't remember him ever managing. I know he was part of the setup at places like Sheffield United, but I think he might have managed Brentford for a little bit as a permanent manager. That's it, or a caretaker manager. He's not someone who's experienced in that sense. But getting back on topic, because I love digressing with stuff like this, for me, I really don't care. I really don't care if he sings the national anthem or not. That's his choice. Some people say, you represented England and you should have to sing the national anthem, but some people also made a very good point. Does Sir Lewis Hamilton sing the national anthem when he wins a Grand Prix in Formula 1? No. Do Olympic athletes sing the national anthem when they win a gold medal? Some of them might do, but I've never really noticed anybody doing it. It shouldn't be a requirement. You shouldn't have to force people to do that. I think that's wrong. That is worse than not singing it. I don't think not singing it's a bad thing. I don't care where the England manager comes from. If we get Pep Guardiola as our next manager for England, which would be an absolute dream. I don't know if it'll happen or not. I'm not ruling it out, but let's just say we get him or any other foreign manager, any other top foreign manager like Carlo Ancelotti or someone like that, someone who is very much not English. Would you expect them to sing the national anthem? No. Capello and Goran Eriksson did the exact same thing. They didn't sing because they're not English. And even some of our greatest players of all time, I do think Wayne Rooney was a pretty torrid player in an England shirt during tournaments for the most part, apart from Euro 2004, he was pretty good then. But he didn't sing the national anthem until he became captain. And some people might say, oh well, Carsley is, should be leading by example, but I'm pretty sure the whole England squad were singing the national anthem before Ireland. So if he is leading by example, Carsley, then the players aren't following that. I'm sure he might have made a point of it, he might not have done. But the point is, what matters for me as an England manager, you need to be getting results and you need to be playing well. So far, 1 for 1. England played well and got a goal against Ireland. We won. He's got to keep that going, of course, and I don't see any reason why, if his style of play and his good results continue, why he can't get it on a permanent basis. I was a bit against the idea at first. I didn't know what kind of football he'd play. A lot of people were saying it's going to be very similar to Gareth Southgate, which kind of scared me a little. It's like, well, we need to be better. Southgate was good for a time, but his tactics just became outdated after time. Carsley, though, Carsball seems to be working well, but we need to see what he's like against a top team. With the greatest respect to Ireland and Finland and Greece, our nation league games are not really going to tell us much. We could win all 6 of them games, and the question's still going to remain, what are England like against a good team, a top-level European team? And we're not going to find that out until either the World Cup or more likely some friendlies in the meantime when we play against a top team. So for me, honestly, couldn't care less. I don't care if Carsley sings the national anthem or not. That's his choice. We have to respect that. Simple as that. You know, I don't. Yes, he is English by birth, but he represented the Republic of Ireland as an international player. So to go singing a different anthem like that, because in a pure footballing context, he's Irish. Yeah, you know, his passport might say something different. He's obviously associated with the England FA, but in a footballing context, he's Irish. So I've got no problem with it. I've got no problem with it at all. I think, you know, if you want to be a free and open society here in the 21st century, freedom of speech, freedom of expression, those are very key things. And I think his right to not sing that, to not express the, you know, support for, you know, the national anthem in that way, I think that should be respected. Just like if someone does want to sing it, it's a two-way street. It has to go both ways. But of course, some people have a problem with that, I'm sure, and I want to hear your thoughts in the comments below, because for me, regardless of all that, results are what counts. So far, it's gone well. Long way to go though. What are your guys' thoughts? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And of course, keep it tuned here to thefootballchronicle.com to see much more video content on football just like this.